Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're going to unpack a truly fascinating parable about how we actually define riches in our modern world. It's a story that, honestly, completely flips our traditional understanding of success totally on its head, and we're going to walk right through it, step by step.
So I want you to really think about this for a second. What does it mean to be truly wealthy, right? For most of us, our minds just immediately jump to bank account balances, square footage, luxury cars, maybe the neighborhood we live in. We have a very specific, materially driven cultural definition of wealth. But as we're about to see, that definition might actually be completely backwards.
Section 1. The Father's Lesson. A Familiar Success. So our story begins with a young boy growing up in a very wealthy family. And we're talking about absolute financial comfort here. This kid has never known a day of want, never had to worry about where his next meal was coming from. He's always lived inside this kind of bubble of immense privilege and affluence. It's an incredibly curated, isolated reality where pretty much every problem can just be solved by writing a check.
Well, naturally, his father wants to teach him a life lesson. The source text actually says his father's goal was to help his son appreciate everything that he has been given in life. And honestly, it's a completely understandable, really well-intentioned parenting move, right? He's basically mapping out the ultimate scared straight lesson on economics. The dad wants to take his son out of their affluent bubble to show him how the less fortunate live, really hoping to instill a sense of deep gratitude for their massive home and all their material possessions.
Moving on to Section 2, a trip to the farm, leaving the city.
Now, the father didn't just do a quick drive-by here. He wanted full immersion for this lesson. First, they pull up to a farm where a very poor family lived. Second, they didn't just watch from the sidelines, they actually spent several days actively helping the family work for their daily food. And third, they helped take care of the land. So they literally immersed themselves in the physical labor, the dirt, and the daily grind of a family that, at least by traditional economic standards, had absolutely nothing.
Section 3. An unexpected perspective, a turning point.
Okay, so the trip ends, they pack up, and they head back to their mansion. You can kind of just imagine the father sitting there in the car, turning to his son, probably feeling pretty proud of himself. He asks his son if he enjoyed the trip, and more importantly, if he learned anything from spending time with this poor family. Basically asking, did the lesson actually land?
The boy doesn't even hesitate. He immediately replies, "It was fantastic. That family is so lucky." I mean, the father's brain must have just completely short-circuited right there. Lucky? They have nothing. Flabbergasted, the dad asks his son to explain exactly what on earth he means.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how the boy begins to systematically deconstruct his father's version of wealth. He starts with companionship. Back home, the wealthy family has one dog and a quiet house which is 4 people. But out on the farm, the boy sees incredible abundance. 4 dogs, chickens running around, and 12 people in the home. To the boy, the farm family possesses an absolute wealth of community, playmates, and just pure life.
And then he brilliantly captures the difference between artificial luxury and natural wonder. The boy points out that back home, sure, they have a pool in the yard and some lanterns to light the patio at night. But out on the farm, they have a river running right through their property that is completely endless. And instead of just electrical lanterns, they have the entire wide-open sky and brilliant stars to give them wonder and light. I mean, his logic is, why be confined to a patio when you literally have the entire horizon to enjoy and endless fields to run in?
Finally, the boy contrasts consumerism with true self-sufficiency. He notes that his wealthy family relies on going to the grocery store to buy what they need, whereas the farm family actually has the power and knowledge to grow their own food. And then he delivers the most profound observation of all. He looks at the high fences surrounding their wealthy estate and identifies them as a limiting structure. He says the farm family doesn't need fences to protect them because they have a network of friends and a tight-knit community that protects each other. It really makes you wonder how many protective walls we build in our own lives that are actually just isolating us from our community, doesn't it?
The father was utterly speechless. Just take a second to think about the sheer weight of that silence in the car. The father's entire worldview, his whole definition of what it meant to be a successful provider, was just completely dismantled by the pure, unfiltered observation of a child. And then the boy delivers the ultimate twist, basically the final nail in the coffin of his father's intended lesson. He looks at his dad and says, "Thank you for showing me how rich people live. They're so lucky." The boy completely redefines who the rich people in this scenario actually are. It wasn't the people with the high fences in the patio, it was the people with the endless river and a house full of laughter. Let's move to and see how this builds into Section 4, the true meaning of wealth, a challenge. When we distill the explicit moral of this source text, we uncover a really profound truth. True wealth and true happiness are simply not measured by material belongings. It is so easy to get caught up in the hustle culture, chasing that next promotion just to buy a slightly larger patio or build a higher fence. But as the boys showed us, true wealth is found in being around the people you love. It's found in enjoying the beautiful, natural environment around you rather than walling yourself off from it. And above all, it's about having freedom. Freedom from those limiting structures and freedom from the relentless anxiety of constantly needing to acquire more things. Section 5. Defining your own prosperity, your own values.
So the crucial point is this. Being wealthy ultimately means having whatever is important to your own values and priorities. A rich life is deeply personal. It means profoundly different things to different people. If you possess what truly matters to you, whether that's a close-knit family, plenty of time to spend in nature, or a passionate community, you are already phenomenally wealthy. You absolutely do not need society's permission or a specific tax bracket to consider yourself a rich person.
I want to leave you with this final, incredibly important question directly from the text. What are your values and priorities? Really look past the fences, the patios, and the artificial lanterns in your own life. Are you chasing the illusion of wealth, or are you cultivating the reality of it? Take a moment today to redefine what a rich life actually looks like for you. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope this sparks a brand new perspective on prosperity for you today.